What's going on, guys? It's Dave Kim for Grand Rapids Rock Alternative 97.9 GRD. Rock on the Range in Columbus, Ohio. I'm with Mike from Disturbed. Dude, we were just talking just now. This is insane. It's a media tent. It's like speed dating, but no one's trying to sleep with one another. At least for the most part.
At least not yet. Maybe as the day progresses and the alcohol comes out, that could change. Who knows?
Exactly. Now, you guys released your fourth #1 album, Asylum. It's crazy. You're only like the third band to do that. How do you do it?
I'm not really sure. It's not like we say, okay, what do we got to do to make another #1 record? We always have focused on the songs, and I think our fans recognize that, and they know when they go buy our record, it's going to be an album full of good songs, not just a couple singles and some fillers. So I think it's just the loyalty of our fan base, and they know that we're going to deliver. So when the record comes out, they go and get it.
Now, lead singer Dave Draymond said that this record is kind of like not an autobiography, but a lot of his themes that he went through. Was he kind of hesitant to approach you guys about it, since he didn't? Because I'm assuming most guys wouldn't want all the attention on them when they're writing songs and stuff for a whole new record.
No, you know what? We're brothers, and we all support each other in our own personal lives. We're very involved in each other's lives. We really are. We're like a family. So, we knew he was going through a rough time, and we always encourage our fans to use our music to uplift yourselves. If you're going through a rough time, use the music to try and make yourself feel better. And of course, why not have him do the same thing? So when it came from a writing standpoint, it was a no-brainer. He needed to heal through writing, and we were all behind it. He's the one that's got to sing it every night, so it's got to be real.
Now, were you surprised about were you nervous how the response is going to be? Because, everyone loves it. Basically, whoever is a Disturbed fan loves it. Vinnie Paul, Pantera, hell yeah, he said this thing kicks ass. That has to be to me, that would validate my life.
It does for me too. Vinnie Paul was a huge inspiration to me growing up, and just with Pantera alone, but as a drummer, he was also a huge influence on my playing, and to have him go from a legend and an idol to become a peer, and then become a good friend of mine throughout the years has been a pretty surreal thing in itself.
And this might seem like a weird question, but being a drummer, do you have to sometimes be careful not to overdo it? Because, look, for the most recent example, Roy from Stone Sour, he suffered a minor stroke, and luckily he's going to be okay. But, I've heard of other drummers, trying to pushing themselves to the limit. Is that a risk that you see with your playing?
I guess I am bringing that up. I never looked at it necessarily as being a health risk, pushing yourselves on stage. As I get older, I try and eat healthy. I go to the gym. I still love to have a great time. I still love to party afterwards. But, you definitely got to take care of yourself. But mainly, I want to deliver every night. So I don't want to disappoint the fans. With Roy, I talked to him the other day. I'm glad he's doing better. It's a scary thing, but I don't know if it's something you can do. I don't know if I could ever, hold back. When I hear the riffs and the music starts and the fans are up there and they're screaming and they're singing the lyrics, there's just something that takes over. It's real primal. So I guess if something was going to happen, if I was going to die, I'd rather die on stage. I don't know.
I'm sure a lot of bands felt like that yesterday when supposedly the end of the road was going to happen. But and then also, since you're talking about health-wise, Dave, his voice went out last October, I believe. Have you guys done anything differently at him specifically to make sure his voice stays healthy?
It's tough for singers in general. When your body is your instrument, everything around you affects it. And traveling isn't easy. Sometimes it's tough to sleep on the bus, and traveling schedules are crazy. And there's a lot of things that affect it out here. So we just try and stay healthy. It's really tough on him. He's got a really bad acid reflux, so he has to watch his diet. He can't drink. He has to really focus on what he eats, and it gets challenging, but. In that case, he took some time off and he healed, and he's stronger than he ever has been. He's been really strong the last few months, and we're just excited to be back out and killing it.
And you guys will have to stay healthy because you're going to go on the Rockstar Energy Drink Mayhem Festival with Godsmack, Megadeth, and a ton of other great bands. And that will be in Michigan August 6th at DTE. Will we see Dave Mustaine join Disturbed on stage? Because that would be awesome.
I haven't met Dave personally, but I'm a huge fan from way back in the day. We'd be honored if that was ever a possibility. We'd definitely be honored.
Maybe add Disturbed as like the big five, you know what I'm saying? And then one thing I wanted to bring out, I just interviewed Mike from All That Remains, and I asked him about just the metal in general, how like back in the day, if it could ever go to the top, like how when the Big Four were touring, selling out arenas, he said that the internet has really watered down the genre, music industry in general. Is that something that you would agree with or disagree with, of metal being watered down?
You know what? I mean, I guess it's a bit of a double-edged sword. I mean, on one end of it, maybe to a certain extent it has, but I think on the other end of it is it gives a bigger outlet for bands to get themselves exposed. You know, when we were first coming around, I mean, the internet really wasn't as prevalent as it is. I think it's a great tool for bands to try and get themselves out there. You know, whether it's a Facebook page or MySpace used to be a big thing, and YouTube. It's a great avenue. So ultimately, I think it's up to the artist to produce great music. I mean, if the bands aren't out there putting out good music, then if you suck, then that's on your shoulders. You know.
Warrior's the latest single right now. We've been playing it like crazy. You guys originally shot a music video, but then decided to scrap it. How come?
You know, we just weren't happy with the way it came out. We put some money and some time into it, and it was disappointing. And unfortunately, it would have cost a ridiculous amount to just reshoot the video. And so we had to scrap it. We don't want to put anything out there that's half-ass.
Now, was it something that you guys really couldn't see until after post-editing and all that stuff?
We were really skeptical with the idea in the first place, and so, you know, some of the powers that be, management and label, they kind of pushed us in that direction against our will a little bit, and we kind of said, okay, well, we'll see how it goes, and it turned out really crappy, and so we just said, we're not putting it out.
Hey, thank you so much for taking the time. Disturbed, again, they'll be on the Mayhem Festival. It's coming to DTE August 6th. Go to Ticketmaster.com to buy tickets. I'll definitely be there. It's going to be an awesome show. Steve Cam for WGRD.com.